because I'll use this to prepare for that, and then
I get you.
although I kind of have consent to record.
It was funny hearing that.
But you knew that was coming because he has to point outwards. He ain't gonna point inwards.
And you know, it may be true.
Who, you know,
it may be very, very true.
And y'all were involved.
That Brittany was there because I did. Joe came back from this feline conservation or USDA symposium in Clearwater or Tampa.
Yeah.
And he goes, I finally found where the bitch lives. And he posted that on
You have the best Joe impression yet.
He posted
You
that.
recording? Yeah.
He posted that on Facebook with an aerial shot of her house.
Yeah.
And
Joe
it says, I
posted
found
a
the
picture.
bitch. And so then Joe says, how do you... Joe asked me, because I could do anything with computers, he goes, can you get to this picture? And I said, I can't just take your screenshot and find it in Tampa. I mean, that'd be impossible. So he got an address from somebody, and I think it was...
It was some guy.
What was that guy's name who hates Carol Baskin? He's from Tampa.
Like, it's not that kid that she's been trying to sue, is it?
What's his name?
He's got his own website against her.
Ripper would know him. He finally gave Joe an address. So I said, right here, just put it in Google and bring it up. And I specifically remember when Joe says, did you see that bitch? She's wearing these Google glasses and it looks like she's riding his bicycle trail. So we brought up the map of Tampa and we found Big Cat Rescue. And then we found where her house was, way over here. And sure enough, there's this bicycle trail that runs right alongside the river.
Wasn't that on Tiger King?
Yes. And I told Garretson, I said, when we called him from Applebee's, I said, tell her I'll give her Joe on a silver platter. I said, and he says, well, what's in it for me? I said, if you can sell it for $500,000, I'll give you $100,000 sales commission.
Right.
And then I said, and to get her trust, I said, tell her, don't ride the bicycle trail alone. It's not safe. And because that's where Joe was gonna hit her.
That's when the ghillie suit started popping up.
Yeah, and I have that to ask
And
Alan.
we're like, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, and that's it, Lauren. We laid in bed many nights saying, of all the reasons to say, there's so many more to go.
Yeah.
And I said, he's gonna get us into something that we can't get out of. And when he
Joe
ordered
was
that
always very good at throwing somebody in front of him first.
he did it to Anna Patrick. He put her name on the bar. He did it to Amber with name on a liquor license.
He did it with me when it came to all the DirecTV accounts.
And then not pay the bills. He was good at ruining people. Oh, this chick he took in a fucking tiger cage. I got the pictures of her. You did. You got the pictures of her. This tiger grabbed her and ripped her.
Her whole back.
Yeah, I mean, hundreds of stitches and surgery and plates and steel. And then...
The cat's no longer alive. Joe killed the cat. The day we found, the last day we kicked him off, he killed the cat.
She started contacting me after Joe went. I don't know if he was arrested or when he went to prison, I can't remember. But she said, you know, my name is so-and-so and this is what happened. And she goes, I'll never forgive him because he told me that if I said anything, I can't remember what excuse they used for the ER.
The cat would be put down.
Yeah, but but what did they give the excuse for such a horrific injury?
Chainsaw. I think it was a chainsaw.
Chainsaw fell out of a tree and hit her or something. So,
the cat's name was Ledoux.
So she had these surgeries, and then she went back. She wanted to still continue to help Joe, and Joe's, asked her. He needed money. She put him on her credit card account as an authorized user, and gave him a $5,000 card. He called the credit card company because now he's an authorized user and tried to have it increased to $50,000. And they denied the increase, but he ran up her $5,000 credit card on I don't know what. And this is before my time, but as she tells it, he ran her card up and then got mad at her and told her she couldn't come back to the park. So that's the kind of guy that we're dealing with.
Yeah, no, I mean, everybody here has somewhat of a past, or some run-ins, and it's by no means the carny life,
Right.
but it's no
It's close.
means the suburbs either.
Right.
And so, I get all that, and I can parse that out because we have a path.
But I'm telling you, it is very possible. That, and that would be, and I would admit to that. Just say, oh yeah, because I even told Matt during my Rule 11 hearing when I had all those guys out there, and somebody said, well, there's word that you brought up a map. And I said, I brought up Google Earth and showed Travis. I didn't remember James and Brittany being there, but I
Brittany
remember.
was never there. But I've only seen Brittany maybe a handful of times. A couple times, she was intoxicated. I mean, she was ready to start a fight at the bar. She's crazy. She is so crazy.
So I remember showing Travis because Joe would say, show Travis where that bitch lives. So I brought it up. My computer, this is the size of our total office. My desk was in the very front corner next to the front door. Joe's is way back here in the back. And Travis would always come in and stand right over my back and try to dangle his balls on my shoulder. So he says, show me where that bitch lives. Travis goes, I can get that bitch right from here. And Joe says, you ain't doing nothing because then I lose my husband. So no, Joe, I only been there for 4 or 5 years, remember? He says, Travis, no, if you go shoot girl basking, you'll be in there for more than 4 or 5 years.
But and I got to rewatch it again, but as I understand it, a lot of that is they have. Tiger King aired, right?
Yeah, I mean...
Or was it recreation? It wasn't.
No, they didn't have that. It was recreated.
Okay.
Did they? I don't think they showed that, did they? Me bringing up a map?
That was all recreated because that was not...
Just like wheeling cubs into a hotel in a suitcase. That was all recreated.
Yeah.
I want to know whose tiger that was that they took him from the suitcase.
And I bitched it very good. And they probably won't use it. But during a scene that he really wanted...
One of them would fucking talk to James, too, fuckers.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I know you were Jeff Lowe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, when he said that, I'm like, yeah.
I heard Joe's talking to him.
He's right. Yo, you want to talk to him? He's right here.
Hey, James, you lying sack of shit.
Oh.
Hey, can you sign a lease for me in Las Vegas under Justin Chow? I still have the lease. I still have the credit card bills where James was using...
Gotta ask. There's no way this turns out that I mean, everything you guys have told me about him is provable, right? And
About who?
Like, this is no way that James is the honest one here,
Oh,
right?
fuck no. No.
If we can find that, especially if we can find that lease where he signs
I've
with
got
Justin
it.
Chow.
I've got it. Is it on my phone?
Because it would have to be,
I do. All right. Password or login?
Yes.
Hey Jeff, we've gotten several tips saying Tiger King part is setting animals loose. Is this true? Who is this? 214 number. What is that?
I have no idea who that is.
TM issues. Read that. You decide what you want to do with it. If you want to add on to it, add on to it. Animation, y'all can hook that up. YouTube. In a second, Alan Glover, James Garretson, we tried. So, most of my list is done. I need to look up those 302s. I don't even know what the fuck a 302 is, frankly.
I can't acknowledge that Joe owns all rights, including trademark and copyright, because he doesn't. He does not own any trademarks in the United States. That's like me. I know for a fact he doesn't.
Right. He owns something.
Huh?
He owns something.
He doesn't own jack shit. I'm the
On
only
USPTO,
one.
he has...
He has an application in.
No, he's been approved for...
What did he?
Like the lotion. Like there's stuff that he owns. Because technically, the trademarks are by category.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has some categories, you have some categories, and then there's some rando that has some categories. And I don't know what's approved and what's not approved and what's what.
So how can I say, if I own some categories and he owns it, how do I say
Well,
that
I mean,
he owns it all?
I think ultimately that's part of the thing is they want you to give up what you do have. And that's something you've got to figure out how to deal
Because
with.
I also own it in the UK.
Right.
Actually in 140 countries.
Right.
In the European Union.
That's just going to result in further tie up of this thing, but I can't, that's for your lawyer and Brad potentially to figure out. But he just wants Tiger King and Joe Exotic, and then you get 50% of whatever you bring to the table.
Well, why don't we just keep what we have, let him keep what he has, and do no deal with the trademark with Joe?
It'll just there's both of you could make a lot more money if you do a deal.
So, am I getting this right? That if we bring the deal together, it's 50%, but if he brings the deal together, he gets all of it?
Well, yeah, in consideration of 50-50 split, Lowe shall bring all deals involving the marks he has obtained or been offered to Joe. Lowe will provide a list of deals to Joe's representation, example, cannabis, Walmart, gaming, apparel, hats, etc. Joe's representation shall negotiate and document the deals as well as ensure the 50-50 split is paid out. Lowe will inform his representation to cease handling trademark and copyright matters regarding the marks. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, that's giving up everything.
Yeah, so just tell him, I'll help you. I don't need that.
Okay.
I just won't bring Joe the deals.
Yeah.
I just
They can't do anything to me in the UK. That's
no,
not
yeah, and I get all that, and it's eventually you guys, because now I'm in the middle to some extent, and if y'all have trademark litigation, it shouldn't involve me, but invariably you guys are going to be at each other's throats again, and it's going to involve me, and I might conflict out of both. That is what it is.
Right.
I mean, we can always give it to Kate Sullivan since she's been the one mainly working on the whole trademark thing.
But it's just from talking to you and from talking to him, y'all both lost millions.
So I know.
And
Well, I have a $6 million popcorn deal on the table right now to sell popcorn tins and stuff in Walmart and Target. But Kate Sullivan is negotiating that deal right now outside the United States.
yeah,
And she says it wouldn't be a Walmart deal because Walmart doesn't. But actually Walmart.com could sell it in every country. They could ship to every country without having a U.S. trademark.
I just hate to see y'all get tied up. All this shit aside, I hate to see two families essentially get tied up.
Because what this boils down, let's say that we give it our best shot, Joe doesn't get out. Okay, now who's entitled to Joe's 50%? Dylan?
That's just a term. I mean, I upon death, but it's he. Joe Exotic, I think, is a separate issue.
Joe Exotic, I own Joe Exotic and I own Tiger King in the EAU. I own Tiger King in Oklahoma, but that's a state trademark that I was issued.
Y'all have just headed to litigation, and I don't know what that does to me. But it is what it is. I mean, that's the problem with this fucking deal to begin with.
If he dies in prison, what happens to this deal?
I think that's a term that you've got to sort out.
Mm-hmm. So I can't just sign that without talking to him and saying, okay.
Yeah, no.
All right, what if he dies? What if,
But what I'll do is give Brad your number,
Okay.
and then you can deal with Brad, because I've told him I can't send me something you want me to propose to give to Jeff. I can't get in the middle of this
Right.
negotiation.
Right.
I certainly, you and I discussed some terms. He discussed some counter terms. Despite all of it, under a separate attorney-client privilege agreement, you guys have provided stuff to me, some of which you're going to let me use for Joe's case, and that is separate,
Right.
But I can't. I'm not a trademark lawyer, and I don't want in the middle of a fight between my two clients.
Right.
I mean, I have.
Well,
Back when I had corporate clients, they'd fight.
But if
all
you
the time.
told this to Joe, if you said, look, Jeff's cooperation with you could completely be thrown out, if you're going to stand firm on insisting upon this. Joe's the one with something to lose.
Yeah, but if that is even a question, then I'm conflicted out from both of you.
Well, what you could do, obviously, this is not a contract obviously set in stone to begin with, so you can actually get the two lawyers
Yeah,
to
have
say
them call me.
50, to say 50-50 directly down whatever deal he brings in and whatever deal you bring in. It should be completely 50-50. It shouldn't be 100 this way and 50 this way. It should be completely 50-50 down the middle.
Because basically they have me as a sales agent for Joe.
Yeah, and that's not right. So
Yeah, but it does clear path for you to actually sell, and
But I have a clear path. In
you
the
would
PAU.
work. You would work harder. You would work harder than their
Already, oh, they know I
their
have
people
deals on
are.
the table.
Correct.
So, yeah, I mean, either way, 50-50.
Yeah, just have him call me.
I
We
will.
don't have to involve you in it.
Yeah. Best way to do the YouTube stuff.
And the YouTube password. Yeah, when you ask if James could be telling you, see if James will give you a login to everything he's got.
Yeah, that is true.
His laptops and his phones.
I've done nothing.
That's the only way this makes sense.
I'm done nothing. He is such a ginormous liar. And the thing is he sounds...
We're
He
confidential informant for the.
Yeah, he says, well, I became an informant.
over a misdemeanor lemur.
Yeah, no.
Really?
All
So
this.
you big tough guy, strip club, hitman, hunter, you're gonna roll over the feds for a misdemeanor lemur charge? I
Yeah.
don't think so. And Matt Bryant,
If I need to change my password, I'll change it just
I'm sure
Let
he
me
has.
pull the
He-
flight
yeah.
stuff too.
Okay.
And you know the funny things is Matt Bryant knew we described this credit card scheme that he has going in great detail with Matt. He said, "This is who you're getting in bed with." I said, "And if Joe's attorneys find out that this is his career, he doesn't have a job. Look at he's got a Lexus and a brand new Jeep Cherokee and all these vehicles, and he's raising 13 tigers." And I said, "Follow the money. Where's he get all his money from?" And I said, "It's all scamming Discover Card and all these. He's selling his. He had $500,000. That's what you do. Ask him if you see him. Ask him if he told Jeff to sell boob jobs." And Matt knew everything. And then when James testified in court about the care credit card, this is just a perfect example of James waffling. So then, he just said I was. And then in the following question, he says he's not sure. And then here, I'm not sure, I wasn't involved in any of those talks.
Yeah, you're having a conversation with him.
Right,
Previous
right. Did I have the conversation with you or did I not? For legal credit. From what I understand, yes. Motherfucker, you got the fake credit cards. It's not from what you understand. You didn't understand that to be illegal. You could question telling Jeff and Joe, everybody.
Well, and he's
shit.
the only one that's like, "Oh, keep me the fuck out of this. Keep me the fuck out of this. I don't want the Fed." Like, because he knows.
He knows.
He doesn't even want Joe to know.
Right. Joe knows. Joe ordered $20,000 worth of Wayfair.
But that he's talking.
Shit, yeah, but he ordered $20,000 worth of Wayfair shit. Lauren and I ordered $10,000 or $15,000. He's sitting there. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take it. And it never came. But that's James's. That was his career.
Let's see if it'll work now.
Yeah, some of these are huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
And you'll actually hear in some of these videos, even when we are talking to the USDA, I kind of like say, so what do you kind of think of the place when the other USDA inspectors come our way? And a couple of them are like, this is amazing. This is great. And like, this is when we're walking around the new place. They're like, this is amazing. And it's like, okay, well, I'm glad I got this recorded. Yeah. And even the ones on the bottom, the videos, is when Jeff forfeited his USDA license. And they claim they never went inside the zoo that day, that they didn't count for any animals. And I have video of them inside, seeing baby tigers just born, saying everything looks good, we're counting all the animals, everything looks good, and they said that they never went in. So I got video of them inside. Yeah. Even looking right at a baby tiger too, so it makes it even better. It's like, well. And I got it on recording saying these baby tigers aren't on inventory, they were just born. And she's like, oh, that's totally fine, don't worry about it. Yeah, I got her saying that.
It's just, you wouldn't, like I said, you wouldn't believe it if you weren't inside it. Like it's,
And it's been so tempting not to release those videos.
I bet.
Yeah, I'd be like, do you want to lie? All right, well then here you go. I'll just wait for the grand finale.